Let's talk about what actually happens inside your brain when you decide to quit social media. We're going to approach this from a clinical, neuroscientific perspective. This isn't about willpower or some kind of moral failing. It's about pure biology. First, we'll break down the exact mechanism that gets you hooked, and then we'll walk through a clear, science-backed plan to get your focus back. To really grasp the scale of the problem, let's just start with one number: 23 minutes. According to research out of UC Irvine, that's how long it takes, on average, for your brain to fully regain focus after a single digital interruption. Just one. Now think about it. Multiply that by how many pings and notifications you get in an hour, let alone a day. The cost to your ability to think deeply is, well, it's staggering. So to understand how to recover, we first have to get really precise about what's broken. This isn't a failure of character on your part. It's a conflict of neurochemistry. Let's look at exactly how your brain's natural reward system gets hijacked.
Okay, here is the single most important distinction you need to understand. Dopamine is not the pleasure molecule. It's the motivation molecule. It's the chemical that says, do that again or go get that thing. It drives you to seek the reward. Social media is expertly engineered to constantly trigger this wanting system, creating a loop where you're driven to scroll even if the content you find isn't actually that pleasurable. This split between wanting and liking is the very engine of compulsion.
When this happens over and over, you enter a state we call dopamine dysregulation. Here's an analogy. Imagine you're listening to music with the volume cranked all the way up, all the time. After a while, your ears adapt. You need it that loud just to feel anything. That's exactly what's happening in your brain. It adapts to that constant, high level of stimulation, and suddenly, the normal volume of everyday life, like reading a book or having a face-to-face conversation, starts to feel quiet, dull, and boring.
Let's get even more specific and look at the actual brain hardware involved. Your nucleus accumbens, that's the reward center, is just constantly getting slammed with stimulation. At the very same time, your prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for impulse control and good judgment, shows reduced activity. You see the problem? The system is designed to make you want more, while it systematically weakens your ability to resist that want.
And please, understand, this is not some unforeseen side effect. It is not an accident. As Dr. Cal Newpoint points out, these are precision-engineered systems designed for behavioral modification. The entire goal is to maximize your engagement, and the neurochemical hooks we just talked about are simply the tools they use to do it.
Okay, so what happens when you turn off the fire hose? What happens when you cut off that constant stream of artificial stimulation? Let's talk about the clinical reality of withdrawal, because this is where the neuroscience becomes a very real, lived experience. In that first week, your brain, which has gotten used to its artificial diet of stimulation, basically starts to panic. You're going to feel intense, almost constant urges to check your phone. You might feel this vague but persistent anxiety humming in the background. Irritability, low mood, brain fog, these aren't signs you're weak. These are predictable, clinical symptoms of a brain that is beginning the healing process. This is so important to remember. Feeling bad during this phase is actually a good sign. It means the recovery is working. Your brain is starting the very necessary and, frankly, uncomfortable process of recalibrating itself back to a normal baseline. That discomfort you feel is the feeling of your brain healing.
All right, so knowing the problem is one thing, but having a plan to fix it is everything. From a clinical perspective, we can break down the recovery process into a very simple 3-step protocol. Think of it as a systematic way to take back control. The steps are starve, rebuild, and hunt.
Step 1 is the most direct, and honestly, the hardest part. You have to starve the overstimulated system. It means you have to completely cut off the supply of that artificial, high dopamine stimulation. This is what gives your brain's fried receptors the time and space they need to actually heal and reset.
And that healing process follows a predictable timeline. See, in the first few days, your dopamine receptors are what we call down-regulated. They're less sensitive, which is why you feel so restless and irritable. But then something amazing happens. Around day 4, they start to upregulate, meaning they regain their sensitivity. By week 3, you'll start to notice that ordinary things, music, food, conversation, are pleasurable again. And within a few months, your brain's entire baseline can be fully restored.
Now for the next phase, which is much more active. After you've starved the system of all the junk, you need to be very intentional about rebuilding the parts of the brain that were weakened.
We're talking specifically about your prefrontal cortex. This is the CEO of your brain. It's in charge of impulse control, long-term planning, and rational thought. Research has shown that heavy social media use can literally reduce gray matter density in this area. But by abstaining, you allow the prefrontal cortex to physically restore itself. It regains control, giving you back the power over your own attention.
So how do you actively rebuild it? You do it with specific evidence-based behaviors. Physical exercise gives your brain a healthy, natural source of dopamine. Reading a physical book for an extended period is like weightlifting for your attention span, and engaging in creative projects shifts your brain out of that passive reactive mode and into an active generative one. These are just hobbies, they are tools for rebuilding neural pathways.
And that brings us to the final step in the protocol, hunt. This is all about retraining your brain to find and appreciate natural, non-digital rewards. This is what completes the reset. It allows your brain to find a healthy equilibrium where real life is once again more compelling and engaging than a screen.
The contrast between these two states of being is, well, it's night and day. The hijack brain is trapped in this cycle of compulsive scrolling and low-grade anxiety. Its attention is shattered into a million tiny pieces. But the reclaimed brain, it's capable of deep, sustained focus. It moves from a state of seeking shallow validation to one of pursuing genuine meaning.
And the long-term payoff here goes way beyond just feeling less anxious. This recovery process is one of the most powerful tools for professional development because it restores your ability to do deep work, that state of focused concentration that pushes your cognitive capabilities to their limit. This unlocks real creativity and a huge boost in productivity. You're not just quitting something, you are gaining a genuine cognitive advantage.
Ultimately, the science is crystal clear. Your brain isn't some fixed object. It's a dynamic system that constantly adapts to what you feed it, and its natural default state is one of deep focus. That capacity is built into your biology. So the real question is, once you've reclaimed it from the algorithms, what will you choose to build with it?